Guys, Randall Johnson, Marvin Germo in this episode today to talk about the burning questions of all our viewers, and they are going to fight about peso cost averaging. I am so excited. Thank you so much, Marvin and Randall. Grabe, matagal ko itong pinag-isipan. Napanaginipan ko na nga itong interview na to because something exciting for the two of you.
Hello po, I'm Aris Baloran from Italy. Isa po akong gardener. My question po is regarding sa stock market. Is still effective pa rin po ba ang paggamit ng peso cost averaging? Maraming salamat po.
So what I do is that I set aside a money that I invest on a regular basis. Small amount, but I would understand with regularity. And then when you, ako, basic...
Is it like first week of the month, second week, is it a specific date?
Nakaset siya sa ano eh, ino-auto-debit ko siya eh. So nakaset siya talaga eh. So money is behavioral, di ba? And anything else. So I think that's why I do cost averaging. Not because it's a better way, because it's a functional way for me. So ako, what I do is I cost average because money not invested is money ended up being spent. Ano? I mean, of course, dapat may savings and everything. Pero meron akong konting tweak. I cost average, but when I see markets tumble, like what happened to COVID, I add more.
If you're gonna let me answer from a personal context, I don't do peso cost eh. COVID, without COVID, I'd rather, if I'm an investor, I'd wait until valuations are clear, or if I'm using technicals, I'll use the charts for my entry. So ako mas driven by fundamentals, and I like not having a lot of transactions eh. Peso cost forces you to have a lot of transactions, making your cost bigger, making it more hassle. Whereas, for example, kung hindi ka busy, di mag-rebalance ka lang ng portfolio every quarter, may cash ka, pasok ka doon. Tapos whatever the price level at that point in time, that's how indices would do it, that's how they rebalance. Tapos wag mo na tignan yung market, balikan mo na lang 3 months after also. That's a very, very cost-effective way to do it. Pero if you're asking me, does it work? It works for some people also. It's not something that I'm employed.
For what kind?
For people who, number one, they have salaries. Number two, it forces them na instead na i-Shopee Lazada nila na ipasok doon. If you don't have the discipline to control your money, it will work for that kind of people. Tapos, kasi there are some people kasi that don't have that luxury. Like for example, you're a salesperson, yung pera mo bulto. Di mas okay sa'yo na pag i-time mo na lang at that point. Pero kung salaried person ka, tapos predictable yung makukuha mo, then that's something that will work for you. Kasi studies naman have shown it eh. Lagay mo ng bulto versus ilagay mo ng hati-hati mo yung pera. Pag nasa iyo na yung 1 million, pasok mo na yung 1 million. Pag wala pa sa'yo yung 1 million...
Oh, when to bagsak the bulto?
Oo, yun yung kailangan pag-aral. Pero kung nasa iyo na yung... Kung wala pa sa'yo yung 1 million, you're starting with 5,000, 5,000. Go with the 5,000 already. So,
ang daming kape na inom ni Marvin. Ang ganda! Okay.
Paano po ba matututunan kung paano mag-handle ng personal finances? Paano po ba yun? Hindi kasi siya naturo sa school. Saan po ba siya mas pwedeng matutunan?
Discipline. Nothing really changes discipline. You would see that people who are disciplined are the ones who become more successful or financially savvy. Kasi discipline, it's not knowledge. It's really the discipline that's more important. And then listening to Salve and Marvin, it's the second.
And Randall. Okay, Marvin.
pick an amount that they want to save. Tapos they have to make sure kung anong amount na ginawa nila, they follow it. So, what's important there, it's not percentage, but it's an amount that they define. It doesn't matter if it's 5 pesos or 100,000 pesos, pero they have to follow through good times, bad times.
Hi, Ma'am Salve. This is Myla Makilan. How do you grow money? That is what I am lacking at. Thank you, Ma'am Salve. God bless.
Well, the goal setting talaga nakakalimutan ng mga tao yun. But really, the investing part is where people are most curious about, but where people also make the biggest mistakes.
Alam mo, ako, I'll be specific with my advice to her, no? Dahil Army officer ka, mag-AFSLI ka. I mean, the returns that you get in AFSLI is really amazing. And hindi lang tayo pwede pumasok kasi hindi naman tayo ng military. But since Army yung asawa mo, maximize mo yan. Ipa-auto-debit mo yung, iba? Maximize mo lahat ng pera mo, lagay mo dyan na available. Very simplify yung business model ng AFSLI eh. And then the returns, although it's nothing like what it is before, but it's still way higher than everybody else. And it's an exclusive access that only her can have.
I like trying a lot of things. And then the things that, the small amounts lang, then the things that are not doing well for me, I'll stop putting money there. And then what does better, I'll scale that up. Funds will do very, very well. She has to hand it over to someone who can do it for her if she does not want to study it. So doon pumapasok yung mga ibang mga managed areas. Pero if she wants naman to get the return na she does it herself, she has to also study. So kung gusto niya stocks, ayaw niya aralin, funds. Gusto niya aralin, she has to build the skill for it.
Practical po ba na i-withdraw ko yung pera ko po dun sa bond fund at saka sa isang balance fund at ilipat po sa index fund since sabi niyo po na mas maganda at mas advisable sa index fund?
Ako, if I were in her position, whatever I have, I won't remove it. Pero whatever I have na fresh, dadagdag ko sa equity fund. So, ako ganun gagawin ko.
Yep. Randall.
Okay. Ako lang, balik pa rin ako sa objective eh. Bakit ba yun ang pinili mo to begin with? Diba? Baka kaya ka nag-bond, ayaw mo ng volatility. So bakit mo lilipat? And ito lang just to be a little bit more specific. Mas may action ng bonds ngayon maybe in the next year or so because of what's happening right now. So parang baka ma-miss out mo rin yung tamang growth. And then again, tama yung sabi ni Marvin, kung dagdagan mo na lang, lagay mo iba sa index ngayon. So to be, yung mga nailagay mo, hayaan mo na siya doon. Tapos let it work the way it is. Kasi all these funds are really good in the long term. Hindi naman yan pang short term eh.
Ano po ang inyong maipapayo sa mga katulad ko na wala pang sapat na kaalaman sa pag-i-invest? Saan po pwedeng dalhin o sino po ang maaaring lapitan para po makapag-invest? Mayroon po ba kayong guide or step na maaaring sundan para sa mga katulad ko na wala pa pong experience sa tamang pag-i-invest? Maraming salamat.
Okay. Gusto ko sabay kayo sa pagkatawan. Sabay kayo. Marvin, Randall, answer. 1, 2, 3, go!
Listen to Marvin Guillermo and Salve Duplito. Yun na lang talagang the worst. Saan ka na lalayo ka pa ba? Pag mga behavior, yung mga functionality, kay Salve. Lahat ng mga di mo maintindihan, nakakahilo kay Marvin. That for me is one of the top killers of Filipinos today, regardless of where they are. Wrong way of using debt, not understanding, and siguro the way they use it is really a danger to a lot of people. A debt mindset that is sa ating Pilipina that needs to be really broken and shattered. Kasi you don't go after financial institutions for lending eh. In fact, okay sila kasi kahit paano regulated sila eh. Yung mga the way we do things yan na nagiging problema. So, and tsaka you see that you bring a Filipino abroad, he will have a debt problem. So, debt problem here, debt problem there.
Sinusundan yung lifestyle ng pinuntahan eh.
Lifestyle and siguro wrong understanding on how things will be.
Best inspiring transformational turnaround financial literacy story in 2 sentences.
Cherry Murillo, my friend, our friend. Cherry, nung nakilala ko yun, sagad ng credit card, travel. Ngayon, di ba? Tapos umuwi na siya, wala na siyang ganong klaseng utang, and she's really earning from many things. Fantastic. And Alan Miranda, Pablo Santos, these are great people who I met many. By the way, hindi lang ako nakapagturo dyan, si Marvin din. So, ang dami nila. I can give you a list of them. Fantastic. And yun nga kaya thank you for you, Salve, kasi napi-feature mo rin sila, di ba? Let's show the other side din naman. Fantastic, great stories.
Exactly. Marbs?
2007, someone came to me, 22 years old, 300,000 credit card debt. 2 years after, got out of debt. 2 years after that, nakompleto niya yung savings and emergency funds. 3 years after that, paid her first million. So, yun.
Wow. Ako, nabago yung buhay ko ni Marvin Guillermo talaga. Ako, Salve, si Marvin Guillermo nagbago ng buhay ko. Naging magastos ako. Naging magastos ako sa kape. Naging magastos ako sa kape. Yan.
Okay. Bakit? Magpapa-order na ba tayo ng coffee beans from Australia?
Oo nga, yung mga ganun level.
Nakurap ako sa business class ni Mr. Randall Thompson.
Excuse me.
Grabe.
Baliktad yung storya, baliktad.
Guys, maraming salamat. I hope this episode will help a lot of those. First of all, those who sent us questions. Second of all, people who feel that there's no more hope. Third of all, pandemic has caused everybody to worry and fear and get really just paralyzed. Parang ayaw na nating lumabas. Ayaw na nating mag-isip. Ayaw na nating gumawa ng paraan. But you guys, maraming
Bye!
thank you for your time.